Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Thursday. Today is the 3rd day of June, National Egg Day, National Chocolate Macaroons Day, which sounds good, and National Repeat Day. Also National Repeat Day. National Repeat. I don't really know what National Repeat Day is, but today apparently is a day to repeat things. Is there anything in particular you'd like to repeat? I'm thinking the weekend would be good.
I'm always good to repeat a weekend.
And this whole week has been kind of weird because Memorial Day kind of took things out on Monday, which was, again, an amazing day. But then Tuesday kind of seemed like a Monday. So I don't really know what today seems like. But, I guess it is a Thursday. So for those of you wondering. And that also means we have a Dear John letter. Our Dear John letter today is a pretty interesting one. I posted it, I think, yesterday because I was like a day behind. Anyway, if you'd like to chime in on our Facebook page with an answer, I guarantee you this young lady would love it. You can chime in at facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study conducted by scientists at the University of Utah predicted that within the next decade, COVID-19 could turn into nothing more than a largely seasonal annoyance. They say, according to the study, coronavirus may not change so much, may not change so much, but our immune responses will change. So saying it would be kind of like the flu and other things. It would be just a seasonal annoyance. A new survey of 2,000 Americans find that 3 out of 4 people, that's 75%, claim to have an appreciation for the finer things in life before they turn 30. So, I don't know. Do I have an appreciation for the finer things?
No.
I'm pretty darn simple. Like, some of the fanciest meals I've ever had were like the most awkward ever. I'm like, which fork do I use again?
That part I can do. That part doesn't bother
Heidi
me.
says, I don't care which fork, just use a fork, please.
But it's usually the food is just not as good. I mean, most of the time, the most expensive meals we've ever had, we've left immediately gone to McDonald's.
We have to go get something normal to eat now.
Yeah.
All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A Florida man drank a bottle of wine that he was unable to pay for at a grocery store. Then he left the store.
He drank a bottle of wine in the grocery store.
Yeah. Then he ran a red light. Then he caused a hit-and-run crash. Officers eventually located the man and the vehicle. The suspect denied driving the vehicle. Instead, pointed the blame at an unknown man, somebody named John, that wasn't anywhere nearby. But a woman and an 11-year-old girl who were in the car let officers know that, no, he was the one driving this car. There is no John. So what in the world was going on
crazy.
there? Well, then again, he did just drink a bottle of wine. So,
That's true.
Do not drink wine in the grocery store that you can't pay for. Do not flee the scene when they ask you, and do not drink and drive, period.
That's the funniest part, is drinking wine in the grocery store.
Yeah, just walking around drinking wine. I don't know if he just brought his own wine opener or if it was like a twist-off lid. I have no idea. But either way, bad plan. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. Childhood photos have surfaced of Prince Harry riding a bike with his father. Now, most people would say, okay, who cares? Well, during his interview with Oprah, he claimed that he never did that. He didn't have a normal childhood. He didn't get to ride his bike with his father. Now, these photos are coming out and people are calling him, all kinds of things.
Liar,
Well,
pants on fire.
The internet is not kind, especially when you get caught in a lie. So, I'll just move on. Matthew Perry is under fire. So Matthew Perry from Friends, right? Is that who I'm thinking of? Isn't he one of the guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I thought. But he's under fire for selling COVID-19 related Friends merchandise. So I don't know exactly what.
Like Friends masks,
I don't know.
maybe.
Everything I know, I just read to you, but it doesn't really make any. So I don't know if
Why would he be under fire?
I don't know. There's people saying you shouldn't be doing that, and I don't know.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. It's Chandler, right? Is that who that was?
Yeah.
I wasn't
I think so.
I think so.
I wasn't
too.
really a huge
I was
fan
not
of
I was not. So now I've got all my Friends fans upset. Sorry. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. A study found that we learn to appreciate a walk in the great outdoors at the age of 27. The study also found 65% of us get restless if we're stuck indoors for too long. So I know there's a lot of people over the last year that were pretty darn restless, but the good news is it's always been okay to get out and get some fresh air, and I hope more people are doing that. Again, do you feel like when you hit the age 27, you appreciate the great outdoors more? I kind of feel like I do.
I've always been more of an indoor girl.
Really? See,
Yeah, I mean, I do like
but
to
you
be
like
outside.
to sit in the backyard, and you enjoy. Anytime there's a patio, that's
I
where you
pretty
want to
much
sit
just
and eat.
enjoy sitting.
Yeah,
It really doesn't matter where I'm sitting.
always
as
wants
long
to sit.
as I'm sitting.
on the hottest day of the year, we could be in the air-conditioned comfort.
That is
She's
true. I
like,
do like to eat outside.
we have a table in the patio, and I'm like, there's nobody on the patio. It's in the sun. The chairs are melting, and that's where you want to sit. I just want to be on the patio. Scientists say we will never be able to accurately know the number of islands in the world. So apparently there are islands that come and go quite often. I didn't realize that.
Oh.
I've never seen an island disappear, but apparently that is a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. And I've never seen an island appear. But I think those are probably like volcanic islands. Is that what that would be?
Possibly.
I don't know. I need to get out more.
I
Clearly.
want to own an island.
Okay, well, maybe we'll get one. Make sure you get a good one that doesn't disappear on us.
Right.
In Argentina, an accused drunk driver tried but failed to foil police breathalyzer by stuffing cotton balls in his mouth.
Oh, yeah, that's going to work.
He said he read on the internet somewhere, cotton balls in your mouth would
course.
hide the smell of booze. So he always kept a bag of cotton balls in the glove compartment. It didn't work, by the way, and he was taken to jail. So for those of you who thought, oh, what a great idea. Nah, really wasn't a great idea.
I always heard the penny.
Yeah, that doesn't work either. You know what works really well? Don't drink and drive. That is like flawless. Never fails.
Absolutely don't.
Yeah. And
don't. It's horrible.
Last thing, researchers say a high-fat diet leads to daytime drowsiness. If that's the case, it's nap time for me.
That is definitely. It's always nap time for us.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John.
All right, this is kind of a tough letter because it has to do with like custody stuff and, things that I can't really give great advice on. But we're going to do this because I'm hoping somebody listening and somebody on our Facebook page might have some really good advice on ways that you could help. But here's our Dear John letter for today. Dear John, I'm a divorced single mother with 2 boys. My first son is 16. His father passed away when he was just 3. My second son is 12. His father moved about an hour away after our divorce 3 years ago. My older son has been involved in summer sports, but my younger son has not been able to do that because he spends time here with me, and much of the summer he's with his dad. Last night, he was complaining about it and accused me of being the reason he can't join any teams. I'm trying to figure out how I can accommodate that. If he joins a team in the community where his dad lives, I wouldn't see him all summer. That would be really hard for me, but I also don't want him to grow up thinking that I somehow stopped him from doing what he wanted to do. Are there other parents who've gone through this? I'm looking for some help on this one. Not sure if you can help, but I wanted to at least ask. Signed, Mom in the Middle. This is a tough one. And that's one of those things that, a lot of people don't necessarily think about when making the decisions. And again, she's saying mom in the middle, but I'm telling you right now, I bet the kids are kind of the ones in the middle here. And the sad thing is, in this situation where there's one son who can do things and there's one who can't do things, that's got to make it even more.
Causes, lots of jealousy.
Do you have any ideas, Heidi, on things that maybe you've seen, or just even an idea on what could be done here? Because I know what I would do, but I'm going to ask you first. What would you do if you were mom in the middle here?
Well, are there sports that don't necessarily take the entire summer, or are there sports that are just maybe on weekends? So you could have him during the week and the father could have him on the weekends. I mean, there's got to be something that he can do that doesn't take all day, every day.
I think a lot of it, though, is not just the games, because the games happen at certain times, but then the practice, because you don't just show up for the games. You got to be there for practice, too.
See, our kids were never in sports.
I know.
So.
And that's where, again, this is tough for us because our kids weren't interested in sports. They were both here all the time and they didn't want to do that. They were interested in other things. And again, if the younger son is saying my older brother is out doing all this stuff and I want to do it, and then now, again, during a conversation, according to this, last night, he was blaming her. Sometimes people say things because they know that's the thing that's going to hurt. So I kind of wonder if that's even really the issue. But if it is really the issue, again, I'm telling you what I would do. I would say if that's what's going to make you happy, then please be there all summer. I'll see you in the fall. And I'll come and visit.
Go to every single game.
I'll come and visit as many times as I can. I'll be there for you as much as I can. And I know that would be really tough because, like she said, if I say, hey, you're going to be with your dad most of the summer, do sports there.
Maybe work out an agreement with the dad where he gets him then over the summer and you get him all school year.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't have to go back and forth then during the school year.
Yeah, and that would be a really tough thing. Now, the reason that I wanted to share this, because I know, again, that's not a situation that we deal with in our life. I know a lot of people who do, where we spend time here and then we spend time there and there's different things. So again, I'm not the guy to answer this question, and I think they even kind of like maybe even pointed that out in there that don't even know for sure this is the right place. But somebody listening might be able to help. Somebody on our Facebook page might be able to help. I posted this a little later this week than normal, but I did post it yesterday. If you would like to chime in and give some advice to Mom in the Middle, you can do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow. And I want to also remind you that is where you go to submit your own Dear John letter. Maybe one that's not so heavy for next week. That would be okay. So if you'd like to submit a Dear John letter and get some responses from us and from listeners, you can submit that right on our page, facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow. We always keep it anonymous. And I know what you're thinking. Well, if I submit it through that page, you're going to know who I am. Okay, if you want to submit it through our website, I don't know who you are. Then it is 100% anonymous. I don't even know. But even when I know, I don't tell people who it is. You can do that through our website, johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The famed typhoid Mary, am I saying that right? Typhoid? Is that how you say that?
Sure.
Typhoid Mary infected more than 50 people by cooking for them. It's a real historical person who became notorious in the early 1900s. An Irish woman named Mary Mallon immigrated to the U.S. in the 1880s. She had no symptoms of typhoid fever, but she carried the bacteria in her blood and could pass it on to others because no doctor could convince her that this was true. She didn't feel sick. She insisted on working as a cook. During her career, she infected at least 51 people, 3 of whom died before she was isolated and enforced quarantine for the last decades of her life. So if you ever heard of typhoid, I don't know why I was thinking it was typhoid. There's no H. So
you thought it was typhoid?
I don't know. When I was reading Typhoid Mary, that seemed weird to me, but I have no clue. All I know is that is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Sweden. A mayor in Sweden is getting attention after leaving politics to become a garbage woman. So now she's a sanitation worker, but she used to be a mayor. She left that post and became a sanitary worker picking up trash.
Okay.
And online, some of the jokes on there are very, very funny. I'm not going to read them on the radio, but they were just really funny, talking about how now she's got a cleaner job now that she's, no longer, because, you wouldn't think that you'd make that transition from the mayor of a community to picking up trash, but
Well, why not? It's good, honest work.
absolutely. And she said she absolutely loves it. So there you go. That's from Sweden. It's a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Colebrook Township woman charged with aggravated arson and felonious assault on Tuesday after throwing gasoline on her husband during a domestic dispute. What?
Holy
36-year-old.
cow, she meant business.
Yeah. Tiffany Hall, in her initial appearance in court, bond set at $100,000 with 10% rule in effect. I don't know what that means. But she has to get a mental health evaluation before she could be released. She has a no-contact order with her, she's 36, did I mention that? With her 62-year-old husband.
Gross.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of those lately.
She tossed gasoline on him and set him ablaze. He said, they said in here, the man ran across the street. Neighbors doused him with a garden hose and assisted him until medical personnel arrived on the scene. The couple were arguing, by the way, about cell phone usage when the incident occurred. Firefighters showed up and helped the victim. That's when the victim was flown to a children's hospital, the burn unit there, stable condition. So I'm glad he's okay. But boy, that could have ended even worse. Terrible, terrible story. It is today's weird news. Now your moment of duh. Another fire story. This one from Sioux City, Iowa, where Heidi's brother lives.
Yes, he
does. A
does.
man in custody charged with arson after setting his neighbor's house on fire. Why would you set your neighbor's house on fire? 53-year-old Lee Bowman of Sioux City did it because his neighbor wouldn't mow his yard. Oh. Yeah, charged with arson, first degree criminal mischief. Anyway, back in May, 23rd of May, he had asked the neighbor to mow his lawn. He wouldn't do it, so he caused about $3,000 in damages by setting the home on fire.
The home or the lawn? He was trying to burn the lawn.
He used some sticks and some plywood that were propped up against the house, and he lit them on fire.
Oh, my.
So it was the lawn that he started on fire, but it was the wood leaning against the house that caused the house to catch fire. So I don't know that he necessarily thought this through very well, but he did get caught very easily because, well, he was the one sitting in the yard with a gas can when the police showed up. Not the smartest dude. That's
oh, my God.
Today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Heidi is on a roll. She got one right the other day. So,
but then I missed it yesterday.
Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
All right, tell me, Heidi. Saxon, S-A-X-O-N, Saxon Woods, Scarsdale, New York. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
It's a golf course.
And the answer is Golf
There
clap
we
for
go.
Heidi. You got it
one.
right. Yeah. You had a turning point. For about 2 weeks, you got every one of them wrong.
I know.
It was actually getting pretty funny. That is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by timeforrehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And there's a lot of fun stories floating around on the internet, but this one here I think is really, really a cool story. Doctor said he was going to die of COVID-19. His family had other plans. A man in Quebec finally returned home after spending 9 months in a hospital and rehab, 2 months in a coma. Peter Simard, Simard, 59, remembers not being able to breathe very well. In fact, he called his mom to say, hey, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm going to die. He said, I heard him say, Mom, I think I'm going to die. That's what the wife said. And she said it was not a joke. You could see he was struggling to breathe. Turns out he had COVID-19. Was put into the hospital, was in intensive care for a long time. There was a time where he was the only patient. Like everybody else had come and gone, he was still there. A week later, he was put in a medically induced coma, put on a ventilator. This is back in October. This is a long time ago.
Right, yeah.
Doctors arranged a meeting with the wife and children and said basically, hey, we've run out of options. You might want to just kind of say goodbye. The doctors said flat out, Peter is going to die. There is nothing we can do. But the family said, no, we're not ready for that. They decided it's not over. They said, we're not ready. I said, you read about miracles every day. Why can't he be one of them? So shortly after the meeting began, they started a steroid typically used for something completely different, but they put him on that, bought him some time. Peter opened his eyes for the first time. He was conscious, unable to move or communicate. Within 6 or 7 weeks, he was waking from the coma. There we go, not walking. Began to speak. Miraculous recovery continued, and now he's completely
Back to normal.
better. Yeah. And it says the message is not that doctors were wrong. The doctors didn't know, he said. He said, my kids were not ready to let me go, and I wasn't ready to go. There's a really great video if you want to click on and read it. You can do that. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.